Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to Listening Go Sophia. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to have listening class with the topic of Unit 1, The Miracle of Asmaul Uzma.
Discussion. Discuss these questions with your classmates. What do you know about Asmaul Uzma? Do you know the miracle of the Prophet Muhammad? Vocabulary: Allah, Asmaul Uzma, Khalifatullah, Messenger, Qadrat, is granted, servants, pray. Listening comprehension. A. Fill in. Listen to the sentences. Fill in the new vocabulary words from the list above. Number 1. Means the greatest name of God. 2. Prophet Muhammad is the and received Al-Quran from Allah. 3. They don't have any children. They to their God. 4. It's good to be of God because they will get protection. 5. By the nature of His, we are given the power and ability to manage. 6. Whoever prays to God, and anyone who asks Him, for sure He will be given. 7. The greatest creatures of is humankind. They can think and have mind. 8. The highest degree that is carried by the Prophet and his favorite is B. First, listening. Look at the picture and listen to the story. After you listen, tell the class any information you remember about the story. The Miracle of Asmaul Uzma, the greatest trait. Allah has some very great names, which are very special, that does not consist of word formations such as the names of others. In the name, there is a secret and incredible miracle. Let us consider the word of Allah. Allah, there is no God worthy of worship but He. Its life self-sustaining. Ali Imran, verse 22. Allah only belongs to God as mentioned in the Quran, which means belongs to Allah, all that is in the heavens and whatsoever is on the earth. If you give birth, that is in your heart, or conceal, Allah will make the calculations to your account. So whom He wills, and punishes whom He will on him. And Allah Almighty for everything. That is a specification of Allah's name. When you mention Allah, that means you are a follower of all nature of Allah, with all names which cannot be counted. It is different when we call Ya Rahman. That means you are just calling the most merciful of Allah. Al-Baqarah, verse 284. To Allah belongs what is in the heavens and on earth. No one can intercede with Allah without His permission. God knows that is in front of them and behind them, and they do not know anything of His knowledge except what God desires. His seat includes the heavens and the earth, and Allah does not feel heavy preserving them, and Allah is most high, most great. Al-Baqarah, verse 255. That specificity is in the name of God. When you call Allah, means you acknowledge and include all of the attributes and names of God and others whose numbers are not spelled out. Unlike when you mention Ya Rahman, you call God is merciful. When you call God, means you call the whole of his inherent nature. God knows where the mandatory nature of God, which is contained in 13 gestures. Every gesture has a strength that God has enlightened flame in it and is given to the person who is always in the name of Allah. The 13 nature of it is being, Qidam, Baqa, Mukhalifatul Lilawadis, Qiyamuhu binafsihi, Wahdaniyah, Qudrat, Iradat, Science, Hayat, Sama, Bashar, and Kalam. From the name of Allah, we know that the nature and horizon that surrounds us is the property of Allah. We belong to Him. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. We live together in creation. By the nature of God, we are now available and can hold what we want. By the nature of God, Hayat, we are given life and we can make the lives of our efforts. By the nature of Irada of Allah, we have the will and desire. By the nature of His Qadrat, we are given the power and ability to manage potentials existing within and around us. You will find your will swing on your legs up. Exemplary Allah. Those who worship and pray only to Allah, called Abdullah, the servant of God, for his life is due to be filled with the worship of God and devotion to fellow creatures of God. Life is a trust that must be fulfilled properly. No insurance will be answered later. When we have run the trust, then that's when we have received the title of highest honor, Abdullah, as a servant of God. And when one is able to carry out the mandate in accordance with the nature of Iradat, his God's will, then we appoint Khalifatullah, the representative of God upfront the earth. The name and the highest degree that is carried by the Prophet and his favorite is the Abdullah. In Tashahud taught by Allah's Aspect. In Tashahud taught by Allah's Apostle, we say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu rasuluh. I testify that there is no God but Allah, and I testify that Muhammad is his servant and messenger of God. It's how good it was to be a servant of God. Because of God's servants will get protection. Lakufun alayhim wallahum yahzanun. They are not overwritten by fear nor feel anxiety. Remembrance by saying Ya Allah will finalize the belief that conveys the whole question. Allah is the greatest name. Allah is included in Asmaul Uzma numbers. Whoever prays to God is granted, and anyone who asks Him for sure will be given. Say Ya Allah as many times as you breathe in and out. You will get a miracle in times when facing difficult situation and emergency.